Hello and welcome to Shelf Centered. Hey, thanks for stopping by again. I really was fascinated with this book tag, so I thought I would do the 20 questions book tag today. Yes, I finally trimmed the beard. It was getting to look like I was getting to look like a mountain man, as my wife calls it, and so it gets a little intense there. But anyway, let's just jump into these questions because I thought this was a really fun question batch here to talk about all my favorite things pretty much. So, first thing, how many books is too many books in a series? You know, I think I'll still stand by 14 if that rings a bell. I think that's a little bit much. It obviously this is one of those lawyer answers. It can depend. I thought 7 was adequate for Harry Potter. 10 probably would have been better for The Wheel of Time. 10 was an appropriate amount for Malazan. I still love Wheel of Time, so don't get me wrong. But there's definitely a couple of about 4 books there that they call the slog for the reason in The Wheel of Time. So I would just say that, and I don't know, it's hard to say, but it's what's needed. A trilogy is usually pretty good, but, a really epic series like Malazan needed 10, and that was great, I think, and honestly, and it can keep going because there's more. I guess, where do we define that? Is it a series of, like Robin Hood, The Realm of the Elderlings? That's like 20 books or something, and it's divided up into trilogies or more. But usually not more than 4, I think. So anyway, I know R.A. Salvatore has lots of different series in the Drizzt and Forgotten Realms. So I think it's what makes sense, but there is I can definitely say what is too much, and I thought 14 was a bit much. So how do you feel about cliffhangers? Cliffhangers are fine. Book 3 of the Dark Tower series. It made me wanted to jump right back into the next book in the series. I think that's good. I think, the way that George R. R. Martin wrote Song of Ice and Fire, there was often a cliffhanger type at the end of a chapter even, and so you're just reading your eyes out to get to the next POV that matches that up, but then by that time you're into that next POV, and anyway. But I'm okay with cliffhangers. I can deal with them. Hardcover or paperback? My actual, as on the shelf, hardcover, I like a good mass market paperback is my ideal. I can carry it around. I can throw it in my pocket even if need be for no reason at all. I can, whatever it is, it's really easy. And then especially those, I don't have them right here, but those like big chunky Malazan ones were great. Those could not fit in my pocket, but I don't know, that's like the perfect size for me. Maybe just something I've always been used to. Oh my gosh, favorite book. This one's a hard one. I love my Lord of the Rings books as far as looks, aesthetics. Favorite book, I don't know, I'm going to go with, just favorite book that I've actually read and enjoyed and was crushed and cried my eyes out. Memories of Ice, probably. Malazan or Deadhouse Gates. Those 2 are up there. So we'll go with that. Least favorite book. I know there's a DNF one up here coming up, but least favorite book, that's hard, but I'm going to go with least favorite book of the books you've actually completed. I'm going to go with The Historian by, what is it, Kostova? I don't know. It's been a while. I've tried to, dump it out of my mind. Just not a huge fan of that one. Wow, 900 pages of, it just didn't work for me. I know it worked for some people, but The Historian, not probably my least favorite. Love triangles, yes or no? Yes, if it works. I thought like Hunger Games, I kind of like how they twisted that one. I won't want to get into spoilers, I guess, but everybody's read it by now, right? Or watched it. I liked that they kind of took it out. It was a thing, and then it was like, Anyway, I like kind of subverting that. But a love triangle that works, I guess it works. But I guess I will say it's definitely been beaten to death a little bit here. So I guess prefer not, but yeah, I could still answer yes on that one. The most recent book you couldn't finish. I was just looking through. This is one I've tried twice now. A really good friend recommended it. I don't know what it says about this friend. Just kidding. Let the Right One In by Lindquist, John Lindquist. Yeah, that one. I don't know. I think you have to be in the right headspace for that one. It's dark in a creepy way. In like a like I don't even want to say it. It's like I guess go look it up. But it's like I can only take that topic for so much, and then I was done. So anyway, you can see my review. Maybe I'll link that because I did a DNF review based on what I had read to that point. All right, book you're currently reading. I think I've been pretty clear about this, but the Cradle series, Black Flame. I'll go with that one. I'm almost done with that one. Any second now. Last book you recommended to someone was probably Unsold in the Cradle series. Someone was just talking about kind of wanting a progressive type video game type world, and I had thrown that one out there because that one they're so much fun right now. And always probably. I don't know why I qualified that with right now. Let's see. Oldest book you've read, and that's the publication date. I mean, I would assume it's probably Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. I've read a pretty old version of that. I have and again, this is qualifying it with read. I have The King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Dunsany. But that doesn't count because I haven't actually read that one. So probably Lord of the Rings is probably the oldest that I've gone. I'll have to really think about that one though. Okay, newest book I read probably Later by Stephen King that I've actually read. I'm currently reading Billy Summers on audio, and that one's very, very recent. So we'll go with that. Favorite author, probably Steven Erikson. I mean, it's hard not to say that. That's you're gonna if I don't post this, I don't know which one I'm posting first, but I have a top 10 list, and you'll see why I keep saying Malazan and Steven Erikson. Buying books or borrowing books, I do a mix. I would say I prefer buying. There's just something about owning it and having that book in your collection. And being able to then display. I think that's great. But at the same time, with like my audiobooks, I think there's just a difference. You don't look through a shelf there. It's not as meaningful to own those, although, I own the whole Malazan series, both in audio and in physical paperback or hardback or whatever my motley crew of owning books is. But I like also with audio too. I have the Overlook. Is that what it is? Overdrive. Overlook. Stephen King. I have the Overdrive app that kind of, if I can find things on that, I will. And you can do audio or e-reader on that. So I prefer also borrowing. So I do both. A little bit of both. I do prefer buying though. So to actually answer that, a book you dislike that everyone else seems to love. Oh, that one's hard. I guess one that I read this year was Apocalypse Now, and I know it got lots of good reviews. I'm gonna go with that one, I guess, because I don't really have a popular one that off the top of my head that I dislike that everyone else seems to love. It seemed to get good reviews, and I just kind of was like, meh. There's one that I think I liked better than people disliked, which was Ready Player 2, but only slightly, as you see in my review. Bookmarks or dog ears, not even a question. Bookmarks. I mean, unless it's a really beat up copy already and I can stomach, and usually I'll be dog earing just to keep track of my quotes that I want to quote. A book that you can always reread. I know I've said this, Lord of the Rings. Right now I'm doing a reread of Dune, and so that one, I guess, is because it's been really, like, I found myself kind of glued to the page. So maybe that one. But Lord of the Rings, I've read it multiple times now, and I can always go back. Hobbit, I've read a couple times. Can you read while hearing music? Yes, I love doing that. Putting on some music, nothing too crazy, nothing that I want to sing along to. Usually, this is where I found in studying for the bar, I'd have Metallica on, their older stuff, because a lot of it is very instrumental. And instrumental to me passing the bar. Oh, I'll be here all day. You're welcome. Wow. But I like a lot of different kinds of music too. So one POV or multiple POVs. I prefer multiple, I guess, if I had to come and outright and say it, but I love Dresden Files, and that's really just one. It's first person, but I do prefer multiple. Tends to be just what I prefer. I like getting in the heads of lots of different characters. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? Not even a question, as you guys probably well know if you've watched my channel at all. It's multiple days, and sadly, lately, sometimes months. I'm the booktuber that doesn't actually read, okay? You guys knew that, right? Who do I tag as the 20th question? Let's see. I'm super late to this, so I hesitate to even tag anyone. I'll throw some tags out maybe. Let's see. I don't know if I've seen Andrew's Wizardly Reads do the 20 questions, but he probably has. Let's see who else. I'll just tag a bunch of people and then edit out if I need to. Once I figured out. Let's see. David DeCero. I don't know if he does even tag. Josh Schneller. Am I pronouncing your name right? I'm sorry. When you just read and you're used to audiobooks pronouncing things for you. Anyway, I'll throw those ones out there and edit hopefully soon. Anyway, hey, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your time and your love and me looking down at my piece of paper all video long. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the flippity flop. We'll see you. Bye.